That guy's just an example of the old hay feeder in action. The goats seem to love it. I'll show you that in a second. Get it. Yeah, boy. Get you some more. Reminds me of a fellow that I follow sometime, doing it cheap. You should check him out too. I'll try to remember to put the link about here. Oh, let's see how that noisemaker does. I think it is a rousing success. I think it's a success in my book. It's not necessarily the prettiest thing, but that's okay. It does what it's supposed to do. And I could put a cover over it, and I may do that later. We get 50 inches of rain thereabouts in this part of the country. It's not going to hurt for that to get rained on. They'll eat it the next day. If I don't add any more, they'll eat this stuff that got rained on in the next day or so after that. And we'll put fresh, nice, clean, dry hay. Most people around here feed their animals their hay. Most people around here feed their animals hay out of one of these. That, my friends, is a round bale feeder. And people will throw a bale of hay in the middle of that, and if it gets rained on, it gets rained on. And the cows, and that's made for cows. But they will root through the rotten hay, get the best they can. And most people around here will not give them any more until they eat the rotten hay. I think forcing my goats to eat hay that was rained on yesterday is not mistreating them whatsoever. Especially since they can get quality hay on any other time. It's a beautiful springtime February day. It's only 70 degrees. We're probably done feeding hay in another 2 to 3 weeks. February 20th. Today is Saturday, February 20th. And by March we'll have nice green grass, and we're going to start rotational grazing a little bit. I'm going to cut this into about 3 paddocks, all going down to the pond because that's where the goats get their water. Interesting side note. If a cow is allowed access to the pond, the cow will muddy it up, they'll crawl out in the water and all that. A goat won't do that. Plus a goat doesn't damage the edge of the water. You can come up there right now, and there's been no damage all year long. They go down, they get a drink, and they leave. They don't play in the water, they don't stomp and stir up a bunch of mess. They don't crap in the water. They go down there and get a drink and come back and meander around up here. Now the red billy there, he jumped the fence. He belongs to the neighbor. Until I get the fence repaired, it's just not gonna, there's no point in putting him back over there. He saw these 3 nannies over here not getting any male attention, and he meant he was gonna say hi. He has pretty much taken over this herd. That's the other billy. He gives him a wide berth. And all he wants to do is eat. And all he wants to do is eat. He doesn't want to chase the girls or nothing. I think my goat is gay. Watch this. There's food, there's food. You see where that billy went, right? Behind a tree. Because he knows he is the beta. You can learn a lot about people just by watching goats, goat behavior, people behavior. It's not necessarily so different. This guy is the alpha, and the other guy knows it. He stays way over there. And he's over here with his ladies. He done took all his women. Okay, enough about that. Let's look at the construction of the hay feeder. You crazy goats act like you scared of me. Okay. The dimensions on this, I ended up taking 40 inches, which gave me 5 squares. On the V side. So I've got 5 squares wide. The bottom is I've got 5 squares wide. The bottom is the normal bottom. The cross pieces are a lot more dense, just like this same piece here on the wall. See how they get closer together? The bottom is the bottom, no big deal. And I've got 3 pieces of electric fence wire holding that V bottom together. And I've got 3 pieces of electric fence wire holding that V bottom together. All the way across there, under the bottom. I pulled it out, and based on how much material I had left over, because I was working with a piece that had already had some cut off it, but I had 40 inches. These squares are 10 inches wide, so I had 40 inches across there. And I had just enough to make 2 40-inch pieces. I laid the V on its side. I laid this wall on top, and I welded every little spot where it makes contact. That little spot is welded. That little connection there is welded. Anyway, you get the idea. Every little piece is welded. And then I flipped it over and did the same thing with the other side. And then I just trimmed with a 4-inch grinder with a cutting disc. And I trimmed right down across there. I left the 2 squares wide just for stability. It will stand up by itself. But the more I thought about it and the more I looked at these animals, they'll knock it over. They'll knock it over. So all I did was I turned 2 fence posts away from the feeder, pounded them into the ground, not much, maybe a foot, and then just 1 piece of electric fence wire wrapped around about right there, just on each side. Simple enough. I don't want to put anything permanent up. I'm going to move this. I'm going to take it down, but I want to be able to get it out of the way come summertime, and but I want to be able to put it back up, because when I'm gone, my 67-year-old mother, soon to be 68-year-old mother, is going to be out here trying to feed her goats, and so I want it as easy as possible.